Okay, so I know it's going to take a bit for everybody to get in here. So hopefully you guys are getting in there. You found my link. I'm going to hang tight until I start seeing people come in here. Okay, there's one. So yeah, that's why I have the backup stream, had it all ready to go. The problem is that it has to be a whole separate stream. So hopefully I don't get cut off again before I get done. I'm actually almost to the end anyway. I was almost done. They cut me off. I was doing so good too. I was just talking about how ever since I had the backup stream, I haven't had to use it. Well, glad I had the backup stream ready to go. All I had to do was change it to public and then get in there and just get it started. But it took me, the only thing it took me a while is I was wanting to make sure people knew where to go to find it. So that's why I made sure that link was in the description box before I got started. Speaking of links, I think I did put a couple links, other links in the description box. See, I thought it was because I went to the link. So yeah, I keep it private. I just set it on private until I know I have to use it, which this is the first time I've had to use it, my backup stream. And then just change it to public before I go live. So that way people can find it easily enough. So anyway, I let me look through my notes because it's still going to take a bit for everybody to find me. And I want to make sure that I just kind of cover the whole. I was talking about the citrus peel. So yeah, it's a good way to get some quercetin and some vitamin C, and you just powder them up. I love using that citrus peel powder in, just like I was talking earlier about the cinnamon rolls. That's what I use to make the orange almond cinnamon rolls. And let's see, there's other things too, like beet powder. And I was talking about powders before, so I didn't want to get too off into the powders because I did a whole show just on powders. But the great thing about the powders is they are super, super easy ways to sneak nutrition into all kinds of foods. Even though I'm saying sneak, it doesn't have to be sneaky. I mean, even if it's just for your own sake of trying to get more of those nutrient dense foods that you really hate. Either you hate the texture, you hate the flavor, but there I go, spitting all over the place again. Doing that is just, it's a really wonderful way to do it, but especially if you got kids and grandkids. Sometimes, yeah, it said private at first because I had it set at private because I didn't want anybody seeing that and then going to that stream and waiting for me to show up there and then me never needing it and then wondering what happened to me. So, yeah, that's why it will say private until I switch it to public. But as long as you had the link, yeah. So that's why I say just give me a few minutes when that happens. I need a shower. Sandra, you needed a shower anyway. But yeah, the thing was I was pretty much done. Let me double check though. Let me double check. I talked about the mineral extract. I talked about smoothies. One more thing I did want to say, and this kind of goes along with the extract, is you can also use these ways to just you, yeah, if you just don't even want to add this stuff to your food, consider making your own whole food supplements. So, powdering up those greens, powdering up the mushrooms, powdering up whatever, and then just making capsules or even just putting it in water or juice and just drinking it down really fast. Like that's how I do. I hate making capsules. I've done it. I've got a lot of videos on it. I'll still do it probably from time to time, but most of the time now it's just add it to some water or juice and drink it down really fast, or leftover herbal tea from the night before. And but yeah, you can make your own whole food supplements and you know exactly what's in it. And so that is another way to get those nutrients in a more whole food form that's going to be better for you without having to eat it if you can't stand the flavor and or texture. So anyway, yeah, that's mostly it. So I just started the second stream just so I could finish out that last couple of minutes and hopefully have chance to maybe answer a couple questions or hang out for just a few more minutes and then say my goodbyes. So when I do my standalone video from this, I can Make sure I have a closing instead of just having it just end. And yogurt is another thing. Thank you. Another thing that you can add a lot of these different powders to. I don't think I would do the greens in the yogurt. Um, Though if I'm using the yogurt to make my own ranch dressing, then yeah, throw those greens into the ranch dressing. Throw the greens into the barbecue sauce too that I make. Any of that stuff. But like your fruit powders, like I said, the fruit powders, they either got to be a fruit that's really low in sugar if you're dehydrating it, or it's got to be freeze dried to be able to easily powder it. But at any rate, yeah, you can throw any of that into your any of your sweet goods. Rhubarb powder is another great one too, because I don't think rhubarb's as high in vitamin C as we think. Just because it's tart doesn't mean it is, but it has some, but it has a lot of other great nutrients. It's high in minerals, and I think potassium's especially it's high in potassium if I remember correctly. But I like using powdering up the rhubarb so I can use that as a lemon juice replacement since we don't grow lemons here. So the thumbs up doesn't work. Yeah, there's always some kind of weird issue. But I just, I keep seeing the same things. They're not fixing the problem. It's been going on for a year and they're not fixing it, and it's affecting people all across YouTube, all types of channels. Some people are like, "Oh, it's because you're a homesteading channel." Some people are like, "Oh, it's because you're talking about herbs and natural medicine." Some people are like, "Oh, it's because this or it's because you're a Christian." Nope. Nope. It's none of those things. It's none of those things. It is it's just the fact that YouTube decided they were going to change how the analytics worked. And I don't know if they intended it to work the way it does, but it's not working well. Let's just say that. And what I don't understand, instead of fixing the problem, they just keep making excuses and basically telling the content creator, well, stop whining about it and just start working harder. Start doing this, that, and the other thing instead of what you normally do. It's like, well, you know what? What I normally do is what my followers like and what they've liked for 8 years or over 8 years. We'll be going on 9 years here this summer. So, it's like, really? And I was really glad that I think it was Jackie who shared with me these other videos of completely different types of channels, very different channels than mine, having the same problems. And they were talking about all these other channels having the same problems. It doesn't matter if the person has 1 million subscribers or 100 subscribers or 400,000 subscribers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what type of content they have. It doesn't matter how many followers they have or how great their channel was doing before they made the change. Once they made that change to how the algorithms work, it squashed everybody except certain types of videos that a lot of people, whatever the trending type videos are, what's like really trending, reactionary videos and whatever, politics. If I could sit here and talk about politics and what I think about politics and get half my people to hate me and the other people to love me even more, since I'm none of the above. Um, but even with all the people that hate me, my channel would just absolutely explode because it's politics. Or I could talk about conspiracy theories, or I could talk about all that other garbage, and I could have my channel explode. That's not what I want my channel to be about. So I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing since I started my channel back in 2016. And if it at some point means that my channel has to go away, like all the other channels that are kind of getting stomped down into oblivion, well, I'll be here as long as I can. I'll say that because I love what I do. I love being able to reach people with the things I've learned and for people to teach me too. So, um, yeah, and that's the thing too, is that their algorithms are suggesting channels to people that people are not interested in. It's because they want to push you in that direction. So instead of showing you Your subscriptions, the things you subscribe to because it's what you like, they're showing you what they want you to like because that's what makes them the most money. That's really what it boils down to. And they don't, from what I'm understanding, what some of these other channels have said in their own videos that they've done on this topic, from what I'm understanding, they have reached out to YouTube and said this is a real problem. And they've basically said, well, we're not going to fix it. I don't know how true that is. This is what they've said. I don't know if there's something missing from that I don't fully understand, but it's really frustrating. If I had this following on, here's the deal. I have over 23,000. I should be getting close to 24,000 subscribers on Rumble. And when I had that many subscribers here on YouTube, I was making way more money. I'm not saying that I was making money hand over fist because I wasn't, but I was making definitely more than $15 a month because that's about what I'm down to, $15, $16 a month on Rumble. And I was making a few $100 at least on YouTube. So no, if I had the same amount of following on Rumble that I have here, oh, maybe I would double what I'm making. I could make a whole $30 a month, maybe 50 for all the hours of work that goes into my videos and doing live shows and all the editing and all that. Maybe I can make $50, maybe even 100. Okay, come on, people. Tell me who can work a full-time job and live off of that. Full-time job, full-time plus, more than full-time, overtime, lots of overtime. Nope. I'm not even sure if YouTube continues what it's doing now, if it'll eventually, I'm thinking it's going to come to a point that I won't be able to live off what I'm making off of YouTube, unfortunately. Now, if my YouTube channel goes down completely, I would assume there's a chance that I would probably make more off of Rumble just because more viewers would then be going over there and watching me. Yeah, $15 a month is what I'm down to, Tyler, on Rumble. 15 or 16. Yeah. Big bucks there. But I keep putting my videos over there. I keep putting the extra time into getting the Rumble links in there instead of just the YouTube links, unless I don't have a Rumble link to that particular video. The extra time that goes to upload over there, because it is, if nothing else, it's a backup. If nothing else, it's a place I can at least put videos that on topics that I can't talk about here, such as, this, the precious metal juice and, the essential oil of the pine tree. So, I can at least talk about that stuff freely over there, but I'm not making any money off of it really. In the grand scheme of things, I'm not making any money off of it. I might be able to buy me a gallon or two of milk a month with what I make over there. So at any rate, but I keep it up. I'm going to keep doing it for as long as I can. And then if God decides he needs to head me in another direction, which I still wonder, is he preparing me to do something else? I don't know yet, but until then, I'll just keep plugging on the way I'm plugging on and we'll see what happens. So at any rate, yeah. But I probably should get off here. I'm already going to have, it irritates me now. I got to download 2 separate videos to make the one, but whatever. So what was I going to say? I was going to say something else besides goodbye. I can't remember if there was one more thing, but I guess that's it. But I am liking the idea of doing 2 shorter shows to give my vocal cords a break in between. That's working pretty good for me. Oh, I know what it is. So I won't be here Wednesday. So no Q&A this Wednesday, no live this Wednesday, but hopefully next Wednesday. But if something happens and it ends up not being a good day for me to go get my stupid driver's license renewed, then I might be here. But yeah, we're just going to make a day of it since we have to go into town, and we'll hit the feed store, we'll hit the Costco and just stock up on some things and make the most of all that money spent on fuel and all that time spent in driving just so I can get a driver's license. Ugh, I hate it. I hate it. Gotta go stand and wait at DMV and all that garbage. But I'm gonna make sure I pay for the 8 year because we now they've upped it here in Washington State where you can get it for 8 years. And I'm like, yes, sounds good to me. Anyway, so again, thanks for all who made it into the backup, the reboot stream, and for just being here. And some of you were here for all three. I appreciate that. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming in. Take care and God bless. See y'all whenever.